what are you doing with this?
I was going to ask you the same thing.
You're going to ring that bell and open this session. Did you do that yet?
No.
Why don't you walk over there and do it, man? This is a big deal. We're going to open general session number 2. Yeah. Thank you, Rod Bieber. Step up here, guys, into the frame. Rod, you're going to be governor in just a little bit, and how are you feeling about the assignment? You've had a chance to train now for over a year.
Feeling great. We had a wonderful session last night after the breakout, and we've got a great group of presidents coming in. And I see my role is just to help them do great in their job and hopefully not mess things up too badly.
Very good. And you're working too, right? What do you do during the day?
I work with, I'm an agent with New York Life, been there with only 35 years, and still active and still involved with the community.
Very good, nice to hear. Paul Wiese, Rod Bieber, by the way, everybody. And your district?
6310.
6310 in the house. And this is Paul Wiese. He's going to be governor right after Rod, and we can see the solidarity and the congruency in the succession of the leadership in your district. We've had a chance to get to know each other quite a bit, and I admire you and what you're doing. What are you most excited about as you take the helm of your Rotary District in another year?
I think it's just the amount of growth I've seen since I started in 15 with Rotary. It's not been that long. So it's pretty amazing to see the youth involvement, the amount of younger people joining, and really the education standpoint of what Rotary is.
Yeah, well said. Rod, tell us about your home life. You got family? What's going on?
I have 2 kids, a daughter and a son, a wife who works at home writing music, and she has her music played all over the world. And wow. And I'm a violinist, play with the Saginaw Bay Symphony Orchestra, direct the youth orchestra in town, do a couple programs on the public radio station, direct a church choir. Is that enough? And then on Tuesday,
we don't have a script. He just came up with that. And then on Tuesday, did you see the movie Maestro?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, of all people, man, you got to see it. Bradley Cooper does Leonard Bernstein. It's an amazing rendition. I hear you talking about playing the violin, which is a kind of a dexterity manual thing. I hear you talking about being a conductor, and I noticed that you may have a little condition of some sort. Tell everybody what's going on.
Yeah, a couple years ago, I was diagnosed with having Parkinson's. And the first, when that happened, I thought, oh, woe was me, and life is over, and blah, blah, blah. And then I thought, you know, there's so many people that deal with issues every day, and it's more, honestly, it's more of an inconvenience, and it just pisses me off sometimes that I have it. Can I say that?
I got nothing.
Yeah, I'm good.
A little aside to the audience and a question for you. Most of you, you know, when the governor comes in, it's a fantastic thing. You celebrate your governor, and then you find out, well, the governor's not perfect. What's wrong with you?
Honey, do you want to come up here and answer that question?
Brandy Wiese, Paul's wife, is here. It's nice to see so many partners here and wives and spouses, and I think it's fantastic, husbands. So we got a little bit of business to do, guys, and Paul, you're going to kick us off with an inspirational moment. You're going to want to use the lectern mic for that, yeah? Yeah. Okay, step over there, and why don't we stand over here? It's, Rod, it occurs to me as we work through the training and the different things we want the president-elects to know, that everybody here is going to be giving more speeches next year. The presidents are going to be giving 50 more speeches than they gave the year before, plus 12 BODs. What are those? Board of Directors meetings, that's right. And of course, the governor gives a lot of visits, club visits. And so, Rod, I thought it would be fun if we taught and helped them, remind them of some techniques, speaking techniques that would help them get their game on. What do you say?
I say let's do it.
Let's do it. So first things first, it's a little mic technique. So I'm using a handheld mic, and there's a sweet spot, ladies and gentlemen. You can kind of hear it as the mic comes closer and closer. Do you hear it yet? it's going to get sweeter and sweeter and sweeter and sweeter. And at some point, it's too much, maybe. So you pull it back a little bit. And I'm showing you the distance because it's proximity. And this is called the voice of God or goddess. And when you're using a microphone, you want to do that. You can use it with any microphone. Right now, Rod is using the lectern microphone, so he can get as close. And you do the same technique now.
Hello.
Yeah.
It's the voice of God.
Well, it's a very quiet God,
And here.
Rod. Put some steak on the grill, man. You're greeting your Rotary Club.
Good evening. Is it evening?
No, it's morning.
It's morning. I knew that.
It's Tuesday.
Good morning. I had a busy Monday.
So another technique that you can use anytime you're at the microphone, you're usually engaging other people. So an easy technique is it's called the sun coming up, and it's easy to do when you're not, your hands are free. And so if I'm going to do it with a handheld, I just do it like this. Good morning, Rotarians. Good morning. Okay, you didn't have to answer me, but thank you. But when I say good morning, Rotarians, it's the sun coming up, you see. And if I wasn't using a microphone, I could do it this way, right? So how would you do it if you're using the lectern microphone?
Good morning, Rotarians.
That's it. And it's a small little thing, but it adds, and there's something about motion that makes your face come alive, man. If you could raise your eyebrows, look at... Okay. Don't scare the people, Rod. So it's good morning, Rotarians. Your face opens up, your eyebrows come up, the big smile. That's second technique. Mic technique, then this technique. The gesture can serve you in other ways, too. Usually you're going to ask for feedback from the audience or call on somebody in the audience. You always gesture to them. You don't say, yeah, you, or, Joe. You say, hey, Joe, what's on your mind today? And then Joe would, and we're seeing some of the speakers on stage do that today when we bring people on or when we thank people, right? A little bit of a gesture. So it's very helpful, very subtle, but it's the kind of things that help influence people. So this is what we're doing. Tell you what, let's introduce the first, I'm going to stand with you here while you do this. We're going to introduce the keynote speaker this morning. And you can try some of these techniques as you read the introduction. Sound good?
Perfect.
Okay, let's give it a go. I'll be
I
your
mean,
coach.
perfect. Well, it's time to introduce our keynote speaker. Our next speaker is well known on the Rotary circuit. He has keynoted countless zone events and has spoken at Rotary International Conventions in Australia, Thailand, California, and Korea. He most recently spoke at the giant Pacific Northwest Pets in Seattle. This gentleman is a professional communicator who teaches presentation skills to leaders and sales teams at companies like Hallmark, AT&T, Bank of America, Verizon Wireless, Rayovac, the National Institute of Health, and Barbados Ministry of Tourism. He is married to Rotarian and past Troy Rotary President Renee, who's our stage manager. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Michael Angelo Caruso.
I love you, man. You're the best.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll see you in a minute.
Okay.
Rod Bieber, everybody. Thank you. Some things just turn out better than you ever hoped when you're in front of people.